everyone, Amanda here, thanks for joining me. So I'm here with another little mini book insert for my journal, and I just thought I'd share it with you. So these little covers, part of my kit, the link's in the description box below, blah 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 blah. Cool, let's get on with crafting. So what I'm going to do, so I've cut these black ones out, they're slightly larger than the other little insert that I showed you. Okay, larger but narrower. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to glue these onto black cardstock. So these have been printed out on 120 GSM paper. I'm using Coral glue. You can use your standard PVA. Because we're sticking onto card, it should be fine, but make sure you're sparing with it, make sure it's spread out, otherwise it will wrinkle and warp, because PVA glue has got a lot of water content in it. That's why I use this kind of either coral or beacon, for example, because it doesn't have a high water content. It has solvent in it of some description. I'm not a chemist, so I don't know what's in glue, but it has some sort of solvent or alcohol or whatever in it. There'll be some sort of solvent so that it dries quick, and because it's drying quick it's not wrinkling your page, and because it's not full of water as well. Alright, so different glues, you know, they all have a place, but I try not to use a lot of PVA. You know, like your Anitas, this one, where is it? This one. I wouldn't use that in my journals. I use it on other stuff, but if I want something to look, it'd have to be like really thick cardstock that's not going to warp. Wouldn't use it on paper. Right, so here I'm just going to overlap it. Am I? Yeah, I'm actually just going to overlap them, because that's the spine and that's the spine, and it's the same picture, so if I overlap them, then when I fold it in half, hopefully I won't have the same problem I had last time, which was, it was because, you know, paper and glue will only do so much, and it was just lifting a bit because it was right on the join. So if I just lift it, if I just lay them over slightly, then it won't be right on the join when I fold it, and it shouldn't lift the paper. It doesn't matter how good your glue is, you know, it'll only do so much. Right, so what I'm going to do here, because this was a picture of a genuine vintage book, the edges aren't straight, they're not going to be. So I'm going to use my trimmer, and you can see this is a piece of card that I've recycled because it's been used, I don't know why it's full of glue. Right, so I'll just trim down there, and then I'm going to trim and try and keep it sort of straight. About there. Okay, so I might end up trimming a little bit off the bottom. There we go, but it's fine. Okay, just need to even that top. Just even it a bit. Just have to trim a bit off. There we go, that'll do. Does it need a bit down that side? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for roughly the halfway mark, or, you know, picture wise, about there, and then start, and you can score it if you want. In fact, it might be a good idea. I'd use the score tool on this trimmer, but it's absolute pants and it falls off, so there you go. This is a brilliant trimmer, but don't buy it for the scoring tool, it falls off. When I get my next trimmer, I'm going to get the Tim Holtz guillotine. I'm going to save up, as it's not cheap. And that's not right. Let me just... That's not right. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to pull it over. I'm going to ignore my score line, and I'm going to pull it over so that it's folded in half. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. Let me move that out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. There we go, that's better. Alright, let's get my... Alright, now don't worry if you've got bits of black protruding, or it doesn't look like it's straight or whatever. You know, you can sort that out after. It doesn't look terribly straight there. So I think what I'm going to do is just You might just have to adjust. End of the day, when it's a digital of a genuine vintage book cover, it's not going to be, you know, perfect. You've got to make it work for you. There we go, that'll do. So then on the last one I used this corner rounder, so I'm going to do the same again because it looked cute. That's not very straight, Amanda. It's not going straight, that. Why ain't that going straight? Can only be because my card isn't straight. So let's just give it a bit more of a, might just need to give it a bit more of an adjustment. Let me have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 8 3/4 and trim it. Yeah, so it's all the same size. 8 3/4. Oh, that was in centimetres. It wasn't 8 3/4, it was 8 1/2, so it's 3 3/8 in inches. Just keep adjusting it until you get it right. It's no bigger. Yeah, but normally if you're using a corner rounder and you don't end up with a nice rounded corner, it's because you're somewhere, at some point, it's not cut right. You know, it's not straight. There we go, that'll do. Right, and then I'm going to get my and just adjust it. Just keep playing with it until you get it how you like the look. Like I say, because it is basically a photograph of a genuine vintage book, you're not going to get perfection with it. Right, so that's more or less flush all the way around now, okay? Then I'm going to very gently, just do a bit of extra distressing. I still can't say it, even want to try, like I haven't got my teeth in. A little bit of extra distressing to make it look like it's been, you know, well loved and well used. There we go. Right, now I'm going to give that an ink. Now I'm going to need to use quite a dark ink. Let's try walnut stain first. I don't really want to use the black, so I'm going with walnut stain. It's just a little bit warmer. Okay. Yeah. Now I didn't put any lettering on the front. I've kept it plain. I may well find a label or add something on there. I don't know yet. Might not as well. I might just, you could emboss it. I might just add a bit of this that I like. This gilding wax stuff. Just rub it along the edges. Just down the spine a bit. Just because it's going to be a photo album, just a little hint of this around the edges just adds that little bit of a album touch. It smells lovely, this stuff. Right, let me just rub that in. Rub it, rub it, rub it. Okay. Yep. Not worried if I get some of it on the inside. It's old, it's been, you know, somebody's looked through it 100 times and it's going to have a bit of muck and stuff on it, or transfer or whatever. Right, so let me just get this off my desk and off my hands. just got that bit there where I can see some white paper. What I don't want to see is white edges where I've cut my paper. I don't want to see that. What have I done with my distress tool? Is it rolled under there? Who's moved my distress ink tool? Oh, it's there. I've moved it. Right. See how I can see that white edge there? So I either want to file it down a bit like that, okay, or add some more distress ink. Don't want to see any white edge. There we go. Right, so to turn it into a photo album, I have this paper here. You can use anything. I'm going for black because, you know, traditionally photo albums are, you know, they had black pages, didn't they? So it makes your photos stand out. Right, so I've got this one with these nice holes at the bottom. I got it from the range. It was like a spiral bound one of these. If you're in the UK, you get these mixed paper blocks. Just have a look. And have a look in the kids section as well, what they've got there. So it's like thin, like sugar paper. We used to use it at school. You know, you'd back your pictures on it and stick your pictures on wall. It's that kind of a feel of paper. So, stop waffling. What I'm going to do is, I don't know. This is as far as I've thought. So I don't know what I'm doing now. But I think I'm going to, let's find the middle and see. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm going to fold this paper in the middle. Like that. Like that. Can I fold that in? I'm going to fold that side into the edge of the booklet and that side in to the edge there. Okay, and then it will more or less tri-fold. Okay, so now I need to see how tall it can be. It can't be any taller than about there. Okay, so I will just trim that off. Trying to be mindful at this side to make sure that I'm keeping my paper straight. Save that because we might use it. I'm not sure yet. So let me have a think. What I did want to do was right, okay. So what I'm also going to do, I've got some tracing paper. And I'm just going to cut a piece. The same sort of width. Let me just think. So like there. Hold it over. And that. Yep, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this the same so I can wrap it around the front page, and then I'm going to also make some to go on the inside. Because traditionally when you had photograph albums you had this like protective paper, that's what I'm thinking of. So I'll just do that and then I'll come back. Okay, so I had to just go and have a think, because sometimes I'll switch the camera on before I've fully planned what exactly I'm doing. So I have made this bit of paper a little bit shorter, because I've decided how I'm going to glue my book, you know, my pages into my book. So this is just going to cover just the front page, so I'm gluing it onto the back, and so it just covers the front. Okay, it adds texture, it adds interest, and you know, it's faking the appearance of tissue paper protecting the photos. It's just a bit of fun. And then what I've done is in the middle there, which opens up like so, I've just put a tiny bead of glue down one, like you would put in an insert in a card. Now if you can see that when it's dried and it bothers you, I'm going to wait till mine's fully dried and see what it looks like. You can always put some washi tape on, doesn't matter, yeah? So you've got a page there, you've got that there, and then it folds like so, and it folds like so. So we're going to attach it into our book using the back page. Okay, so now we've got an opportunity here, if we want, let me just make sure it's all going to fit. Yeah, we've got an opportunity if we want to, I'm just going to trim that, I think, actually, because look. Let me just trim that right a little bit. Add a pocket. So if you want a pocket on your back page, just glue the back page down on, you know, on 3 sides. There we go. There we go. I'm not too worried if it protrudes a little bit, don't matter. Okay, so let's keep going. We're nearly done. So if I glue it down on the top, the bottom, and down there, yep, then I've got a pocket opportunity. Put it as far up towards the spine as you can. Okay, make sure you've got it centralised top and bottom. Close your book. Give it a press. Okay, you might need to wait for that to dry depending on how fast your glue takes to dry. Mine takes quite a while. So then you can just decorate if you want. You know, I might just put a bit of numbers on there. So there you've got a page there, then you've got your protective tissue, you've a page there, you've got this little flap here that opens, you've got that little flap there, and then this flap, that flap up opens, you've got that one there for a photo, and then when you close that you've got a little pocket there. Right, so took me a while but got there. So you could add, you know, a little tag or something in there. So then we've got these photos, I've got quite an array of them. All you've got to do then is glue them in. Now if you've got something that makes fancy photo corners, I've got these which I could use and glue down and attach the photos, then the photos would come in and out. Yeah, I'm actually gonna, for quickness, I'm just gonna glue them in. Just gonna glue them in. So there we go, we can have one there. Okay, let me just, I'll use a vintage photo. Yeah, so I will add all of my photos and then we'll be back and we will see if we can add some more decoration. Okay, so I got a little bit carried away and I've kind of finished. But I'm going to give you a quick look and then, you know, just use what you've got in your stash. But if you've got the kit that I've produced, you've got plenty. So on the front page here, I've just added washi tape. I have used the photo corners that Kay gave me to put this chap on. It is glued on. A little bit of washi tape. So we come to the front page and we've got this chap here, and this one I found in my stash, and then I've just used bits and bobs of labels and washi tape to just decorate so it looks a little bit like a bit of like a scrapbook, and then we've got this tissue in between to protect the pages, so it's worked out quite well. So there we've got another one, we've got just a sticky label and a bit of washer. Then we come to the centre part, which is like folds out, so each one of those has got this little stickers about a heavyweight champion of the world. It's like a ticket stub, so that just adds a bit of interest. Then it opens. Those 2 pages are blank, but you could fill them. Okay, and then each one of these has got a photo underneath like so, alright, with the paper to protect them. And then you do have, like I say, a pocket in the side there if you so desire. So that is my little photo album insert, and then I've done a video on this little notebook insert, so collectively they will go lovely in my next journal. I hope that's helped. I hope it's given you some inspiration. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.